man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude.
Terence Crawford decided to bring Floyd Mayweather into his training camp as he prepares for his upcoming fight against Canelo Alvarez later this year. The undefeated boxing legend was thoroughly impressed by Crawford's progress, noting how much he has improved. Mayweather expressed complete confidence that Canelo would be put to sleep once the fight happens. To further enhance Crawford's already perfect skill set, Mayweather shared some defensive strategies, including the shoulder roll technique, which could help Crawford avoid power punches from the larger Canelo. Additionally, Floyd demonstrated some footwork drills for Crawford to mimic. It's clear Crawford is preparing for any style Canelo might bring, whether it's an aggressive attack or a more defensive approach. The undefeated pound-for-pound king believes Crawford will have no trouble making a significant impact in the ring. After their training session, Mayweather reflected on his own fight with Canelo years ago, drawing parallels between himself and Crawford. He implied that the result of this fight will likely be no different from his own victory 12 years ago. Back in September 2013, Mayweather faced Canelo in a World Boxing Council and World Boxing Association light middleweight title fight. It was the 45th bout of Mayweather's illustrious career, where he took on the young Mexican, who was facing his toughest challenge up until that point. While many saw it as a difficult test for Mayweather, the fight turned out to be a one-sided affair, with the American winning by unanimous decision, even though the scorecards appeared closer than most boxing fans felt they should have been. Mayweather dominated the fight, using his skills and experience to outclass Canelo over 12 rounds, ultimately claiming a majority decision victory. Despite his clear dominance, one judge, C.J. Ross, controversially scored the fight 114-114, a decision that left many in the arena baffled, including Mayweather himself. Speaking to Fight Hype, the 47-year-old didn't hold back when discussing Canelo's boxing ability. Initially summing up the fight in 3 words, he said, "He was nothing." Mayweather went on to elaborate, saying, "I'll tell the truth about Canelo. The guy was easy, a cakewalk. You're all praising him, but he was nothing. I was almost 40, and I cooked him easy." Mayweather retired a few years after their fight, but more than a decade later, Canelo remains one of the biggest names in boxing. He has secured world titles in the middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight divisions, even becoming the undisputed champion at 168 lbs. After suffering his first loss to Mayweather, Canelo bounced back by winning his next fight.
It's really that they don't want, it's not that they don't want to see Tank win because they feel like it's beating me because I dominated the fight game for so long. But these same writers out here, they praise Canelo. He can pick a
fights and capturing world titles across multiple weight classes. Now, he is set for another massive showdown with a potential clash against fellow pound-for-pound great Terence Crawford, reportedly agreed for later this year. Some observers believe the weight difference could be too much for Crawford, who would be jumping from 154 lbs to 168 lbs for the fight, having only competed once in the super welterweight division. Given that Canelo is naturally much bigger than Crawford, many believe this could result in a big knockout victory for the Mexican, similar to when Canelo faced Amir Khan, who also moved up 2 divisions. With that in mind, Mayweather shared his thoughts on Canelo's power after their fight. When asked if it concerned him heading into their bout, Mayweather confidently responded, "Not at all." Mayweather then remarked that Canelo's power in the ring was nothing he hadn't experienced before, saying, "It's nothing I haven't felt before," reflecting on his over 20 years in the sport. These comments could give Crawford a boost in confidence, especially considering that Canelo has failed to stop his last 5 opponents. The 34-year-old from Guadalajara, Mexico, currently holds the unified WBC, WBA, and WBO titles at 168 lbs. He now looks set to defend his titles against fellow pound-for-pound superstar Terence "Bud" Crawford later this year, in what could be one of the most significant bouts in boxing history. Canelo's only other career defeat came in 2022 when he was thoroughly beaten by former WBA light heavyweight champion Dimitri Bivol. What made the situation even more intriguing was that after Mayweather and Crawford met, Eddie Hearn was also present at the training camp to support Shakur Stevenson. This resulted in a small gathering of some of the biggest names in boxing. While people often say, What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. In today's world, especially with celebrities involved, it's nearly impossible to keep things under wraps. Add Floyd Mayweather to the mix, and it becomes even harder to hide anything. It turns out that a recent meeting between Mayweather and the renowned promoter Eddie Hearn at a gym in Las Vegas caused quite a stir. Although the moment was
with 40-something fights. And to tell you the truth, I was over the hill. And so when I fight guys, when I'm in my 30s.
Filled with lighthearted banter, it didn't stop the two from exchanging some heated words, sparking a bit of tension despite the jovial atmosphere. It's important to note that Eddie Hearn had been suggesting for some time that Floyd Mayweather didn't have as much money as he claimed, implying that Mayweather's pursuit of exhibition fights was driven by financial necessity. However, Mayweather earned over $1.2 billion throughout his legendary boxing career, with massive paydays from high-profile bouts against Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor. Current reports estimate Mayweather's net worth to be around $400 million, allowing him to maintain an extravagant lifestyle even after retiring from professional boxing in 2017. Despite his retirement, Mayweather has continued to take part in lucrative exhibition matches against lesser opponents, including YouTubers Logan and Jake Paul, keeping his earnings flowing. The boxing legend has frequently stated that he's earning 8-figure paydays from each exhibition, even referring to them as legalized bank robberies when explaining why he continues to participate in these spectacle-style events. Mayweather has emphasized that it's all about building generational wealth. However, Matchroom boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has suggested in several interviews that Mayweather's net worth may not be as high as many believe, largely due to his extravagant spending. Hearn stated, "I don't think he's got the money," he claims. "I don't think he needs it, but when you live that kind of lifestyle and spend the way he does." The climax came when Mayweather ran into Hearn in Las Vegas and confronted him about his comments. The undefeated former boxer pointed out that Hearn frequently makes such remarks, but that they had already cleared the air about it. They began to joke around as if the news was true, playfully throwing barbs at each other while their friends and entourages laughed at the banter. The two crossed paths in a boxing gym while watching some sparring, both in town for the fight between Diego Pacheco and Steve Nelson. Mayweather jokingly started a conversation, saying, "One day somebody told me, because I don't have social media on my phone." Mayweather chuckled as he recalled Eddie's comments, saying, "Eddie was like, Floyd Mayweather Jr. ain't got no money, that's why he's doing exhibitions." He added, "Eddie doesn't really believe that, though. I know he says stuff like that, but me and Eddie cleared it up." Both Mayweather and Hearn wore smug grins as they shook hands. The promoter then responded, "Yeah, as long as it's 10 or 20 million, no problem. Anything less, it can't be less than 10. The joke had Mayweather bursting out laughing, with a member of his team also cracking up, making it clear there were no hard feelings between them.